comes the attendance. We have two. All right, the first thing I want to do is go over quiz 2. Okay. Find my copy. Somehow my copy of quiz 2 walked off. But we can do this. The test is going to be much like the quiz in terms of things that you are going to be asked to do. Part 1 is, let me get this. Part 1 is 10 questions concerning substitution, instance, or not, okay? Those are 2 points each. Part 2 is the well-formed formulas, okay, or not. And if it's a well-formed formula, you have to identify the main logical operator. And then part 3 is translation from ordinary English into the symbolic notation. Okay. All right. Someone walked off. That's all right. I've lost my quiz 2. But so the first part was what was the first part? So the first part was substitution, instance, or not, was that right? And so number 1, was this the argument form? Box, then circle, box, therefore circle. Was that the argument form? Yes? Okay. And then what did we have over here? X, then not was Z, and then this was A, and then this was not Z. Okay. All right, so what we're trying to do is to see if this fits into this form, okay? And so the first thing I wanted to do is check to make sure that the premises are in the order that will work. So I noticed that this is a conditional and that's a conditional, so I don't need to change the order of anything, okay? So we can make this look like that if we assign X box and not Z circle, okay? But now we get to this line, this is A, this is something new, right? So it's not gonna be a box, but it needs to be a box. Does everybody understand that? So this one is not a substitution instance. So everybody got that? Okay, on the second one, I think that we had something like this. Is this the argument form that we have? Okay, and what was the actual argument? It was what? Someone looking at their quiz, where they can read it to me?
Not Z or H, not Z, H.
So I would look at this and I would say, well, the first thing I need is a disjunction, and here is a disjunction, okay? So I don't need to be ordered, so I can let this be a box and I'll let H be a circle. So wherever I have a not Z, that's a box, and I see a not Z right there, so there'll be a not outside of it, and H we said is circle, and now if we look, it matches. Box or circle, not box, therefore circle. So this one is a substitution instance, right? Okay, so the next one, I think that the argument form was something like this. Am I right? Okay, and can someone read what the actual statements were?
P, then not S or T.
It was what? P?
B,
B?
yes. Then not S or T.
Then not S or T, and this was not S or T, then A?
Yes,
And then the conclusion was B, then A?
yes.
Okay. All right. So first thing I want to see is that the first statement is a conditional, and it is a conditional. But the other thing I want to check is this, to see if I might need to reorder these things. The consequent here matches the antecedent there. Let's see. That matches that. Okay, so they're in order. If they didn't match, then I would reorder the premises and see if that would work. Does everybody understand that? Okay. So let's see. Let's let this be a box, and I'm going to let all of this be a circle. That would make all of this a circle. And this I will call triangle, making it try to fit. So this would be box, then triangle, and that's exactly what we wanted. So this too is a substitution instance. So it was not a substitution, substitution, and substitution. Any questions about those? Okay. All right. So part 2 was about well-formed formulas or not, right? So can someone read to me the first one? Someone with the quiz?
This one has brackets around it, and it's not B, then parentheses C or D.
Like that?
Yes.
Okay. Remember, we don't have an order of operations. So the parentheses have to tell us what to do first. So we would do this first, then a not B, and then the final thing would be that. So we know the order of operations. It's clarified by the parentheses. So this is a well-formed formula, and the last operation would be the conditional. So that would be the main logical operator. Okay. Can you read to me the next one?
Parentheses F, then A, parentheses or B. I mean C, sorry.
Like that?
Yes.
Okay. This one too, we know we do this first, and then we do the or between these two things. So the order operations is clear. So it is a well-formed formula, and the last operation we would do would be the disjunction. So the main logical operator is disjunction. Okay. And then the third one is
Not J and K, if and only if N or M.
and those are in brackets, right?
Yes.
N or M. Okay. So this one is not going to be well formed because we know that we would do this operation. But now, remember, there's no explicit order of operations, so we don't know whether we should be doing this or we should be doing that first, and that can change the answer. So this one is not a well-formed formula. Everybody understand that? Okay. Okay, so that was part 2. And then the third part was ordinary English into symbolic notation, and I believe there was 4 of those, was that right? Okay, can someone read the English sentence to me and note where the commas are? And I'm gonna put in statement constants as we go, and then I'll do the final.
Al likes Airedales, or Eric doesn't want an English foxhound, comma.
Or Eric,
Oh,
where was the comma?
it was after foxhound. I'll go back. Al likes Airedales, or Eric doesn't want English
Okay,
foxhound.
so it's doesn't want, so it's not Eric, all right?
Want an English foxhound, if, comma, if and only if both Cynthia, is that Cynthia? No, Catherine has a Catahoula
Uh-huh,
and Bob likes beagles.
okay. All right, so there it is in English with me just putting in statement constants, okay? And I put it not E because E was Eric something and we had doesn't or not, okay? So first thing I need to do is try to identify the main logical operator. And comma plus an operator tells us that that's the main operator, okay? So if and only if is the main logical operator, and I know that that is a biconditional, okay? That's the main logical operator. To keep it the main logical operator, everything to the left needs to be one part of it, and everything to the right needs to be the other part. So I put those parentheses up to keep everything together. So now I'm going to drop this down. That's A or not E. Okay, and over here it says both, so I might put parentheses C and B and then close the parentheses. Okay. Do I have extra parentheses? Yes, I do. So this is perfectly acceptable, but you could reduce it to